What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe, hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz, and I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted, and we're here to recap a Chicago Bulls blowout victory, 133-118. But before we do that, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap and on TapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted and me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. If you are here with us on the live stream, whether that's on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, head on over to the YouTube, subscribe to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube page, and hop in the comment section so we can actually converse and see what you guys have to say about this victory. Goose, Houston had a problem tonight, and it feels so cool to use the cheesy line. Blowout win, man. I mean, from start to finish, great game. First of all, how are you? And thoughts on the game?
Hey, I mean, I'm great. I didn't miss much. By the time I turned the game on, it was all but over. Looks like Kobe White's sneak dunk on LeBron did carry over like a touchdown last night. We had a little bit of Kobe unleashed tonight. Good to see the confidence flowing through in that second half, and good to see Billy encouraging him to stay aggressive on that offensive end, because it is encouraging what we've seen from Kobe defensively. You know, to start this season, it's obvious that Kobe's felt the pressure and understands the need for team defense and to not be the weak link on that end. And we have seen a concerted effort from him to play on the defensive end this year. So to finally see him kind of getting that offensive end going, especially with Zach down, is a great time.
And it goes back to what we were talking about last night, too, about like how important he is coming off the bench and doing things, on the offensive end that are very important. It's just a bonus that he's going to do good defensively because, let's be honest, I don't think either of us expected that at all. So, I mean, that's a little victory that we'll definitely take. But he played 32 minutes tonight in a big part because Alex Caruso, man, he had another injury tonight. I'm hoping it's not serious. They said like a left foot strain or sprain, I believe it was, something like that. I have the article up over at ontapsportsnet.com. I did the research on it, wrote the article, but it slipped my mind since because I wrote it in like the first quarter. But yeah, he went down on a play where he dove for the ball. I don't know I think that was against Wood, who also dove for the ball. And then he left shortly thereafter. Obviously, a report came out from KC that he would not return. With the Bulls that are in the COVID protocols right now, and obviously DJJ having the hamstring issue that he's dealing with right now, even though Billy today said he doesn't think it'll be a lingering issue, it just stacks those chips up against the Bulls. And obviously, you didn't really feel that tonight, but in the future, you might. You know?
I turned the game on, Tyler Cook's in, and I'm like, what the fuck's
It was wild, wasn't it? Because when you probably got home, you turned the game on. They have a big lead with Dotson, Cook, and fucking McKinney out there. You know, and you were probably like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? Because, like, usually that's some garbage time. I'm getting my ass kicked minutes or whatever. And they're in meaningful basketball minutes.
Yeah, I mean, tonight's the night to do that against a team in Houston that is rebuilding and kind of extremely young themselves. You could get away with it tonight. And McKinney looked great playing in his hometown Chicago there. Mini coming out party for him. We've touched on it a couple times now. I hope he sticks.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you on that. And there's actually a hot topic today on Bulls Twitter. I can't remember who the tweeted it. I got to find it. But they were like, well, when Matt Thomas gets back, would you rather have him or Elfonzo Mckinney? I'd rather have Tyler Cook or Elfonzo Mckinney than Matt Thomas, to be 100% honest with you, or let Dotson stick around or something. I don't know, but no, McKinney looks really good. I mean, he obviously he signed a second 10-day contract today. So, obviously with all the Bulls still in the protocols and shit, they have that hardship exemption they could use, and they used it to bring back McKinney. I think there's a spot for him here at the end of the bench, and maybe even to get some minutes, in a meaningful game when you need some size behind you, because he's long, he's lanky, he can move laterally pretty well. And tonight you saw that he could shoot the rock a little bit, and people weren't getting to see that. He was 6 for 10 from the field tonight, 4 for 6 from downtown. He played in 29 minutes. God damn, wow, 29 minutes for McKinney. 16 points, 5 boards, an assist, and a block. No turnovers. 29 minutes of play. G Leaguer.
No,
I love it.
With Pat looking to be out the rest of the regular season here, Javonte has been an amazing surprise player to step up in a big rotational role for us this year. But you can always improve. And McKinney does have the size. He has playoff experience. He was with the Warriors for that run to the championship where they ended up losing to Toronto. Adam pointed that out on the broadcast. He has 22 games in that season alone in the playoffs with the Warriors. They trusted him. There's no reason why the Bulls should.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see him signed outright. I really would for the rest of the season. And one of these to good old Matt Thomas. We have a fun question before we keep getting into the breakdown of the game here. We just want to answer it. Who wins a wrestling match between Javonte Green and David Nwaba? Javonte Green would beat the fucking brakes off of David Nwaba. I'm sorry. Did you see that tip from Wood to start the game off, and Javonte just runs over to Eric Gordon, takes the ball, and dunks it? That started the game off. The Bulls had a fucking 2 points within like 3 seconds. Javonte Green is a dog, and I love the fact that he's on our team, and I want to throw this out. There's a lot of Javonte haters. One of them, our good buddy Goose, our good buddy C. Red Fred, does not like Javonte Green. Now, Fred is I don't know what Fred is. A good guy. For sure, good guy. I just come on. How do you not like Javonte Green? How?
Yeah, that's a little bewildering for me, just because Fred's usually all about, the heart, hustle, muscle kind of guys, and that's all Javonte is.
Right. And he hits a 3 in a pretty good fucking clip. Like, when he gets the opportunity to shoot the 3, he hits it. I mean, he's shooting like 38% from down there, and he's playing,
so
key rotational minutes.
That's very surprising for me to hear from our buddy Fred that he's got a little bit of a distaste for Javonte. And they're saying there's a wide variety. I'm not nearly on Twitter as much as I should be anymore. So I don't get to see the chaos throughout the day like I used to, but there's a section of Javonte haters. That is surprising to me.
That's because they know that they don't think he can be the starting 4 on a championship team. Like, they don't articulate that with their words. They just go out there and say, this fucking guy sucks. And it's just like, okay, dude, I'm not trying to hate on the people that do say that, but
so their logical reasoning of Javonte probably shouldn't be the starting 4 on a championship contender gets clouded by the points that they throw out there to try to prove that point.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. We get another one before we get to this game. Don't sell Nwaba short. That dude conquered the eastern regions in a few continents. Okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you why I don't like David Nwaba, and it's just because Bulls Nation doing Bulls Nation stuff. When David Nwaba was here, there was a group of people on Twitter that thought that if he started, the Bulls would miraculously just fucking be way better and go to the playoffs. There's a reason he's been what he's been in his career, and that's because he's not that great. He's a high hustle energy player that every team could use, but if he's playing over...
But he's Shaq Harrison. That's it.
Thank you. But he can't shoot as well as Shaq did.
Unfortunately, those guys are a dime a dozen. Shaq did kind of improve on his shot here. Is Shaq in the league somewhere?
He was. Remember, he signed with Utah. We need a stat guy. I keep saying that. We need a stat guy. He's in Brooklyn?
Really?
Well, hang on. I might have lied to you. No, he's only playing 1 game in Brooklyn this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even see if that's actually the team he's still on here.
spot, 10-day, no contract status, just
yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, David Nwaba never really
tickled your fancy.
No, I mean, fun player to watch, great player. Take Javonte Green in a fight, though. That's the question for me.
This is a Javonte Green stan podcast.
Yep.
We like Javonte Green around these parts. And I'll getting into the game here. Bulls start off hot, as I pointed out, with that Javonte Green dunk to start the game off. Came out with a ton of energy tonight. I don't know when you were watching if you felt like they were coming off a back-to-back or not. I definitely didn't feel like they were coming off a back-to-back.
No, I got the second half where you usually would kind of be able to pick that apart. And,
right.
Obviously they had a big enough lead to where it didn't matter. But even when the Rockets made their little surge at the end there, Bulls stepped right back up like, no, see ya. We're going to go sit down. We did play last night. We're going to finish kicking your ass handily, and then we're going to go take a little breather over here.
Right, and they came out with great energy tonight, great defensively. The Bulls had a 9-0 lead on them at one point, and they were just making life difficult for Houston. Houston would go on a little tiny run to try to get back there, and then the Bulls offense would just kind of put their foot on the gas. And that was something that I think they learned from their first matchup with this team, about a month ago, is when they came out in that game. If you remember, they had like a 20-point lead in that game. And they blew that game against Houston in Houston. And this time they learned from their mistakes, which is nice to see from a Bulls team because we have not seen that in some years. And they knew that this team could be dangerous, and they just kept, going at them, even though they were shorthanded. And I have to give dap to Lonzo Ball again because we're going to get into DDR for sure. I mean, the fact that he was left off of NBA.com's MVP leaderboard, I understand he missed a couple games. It's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit that he's not in the top 10. I'll rant on that later. It's just ridiculous. But Lonzo Ball tonight, dude, 6 for 12, 4 for 9 from downtown, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He has 19 points, 5 steals, Goose, 5 steals, 8 assists, 5 boards, 1 block. Lonzo Ball stat line tonight. I keep talking him up every fucking podcast, dude. It's amazing watching him. And you see he's got that quick first step. He's able to get to the rim as he did in the second quarter tonight on 2 occasions. And really, he could just get there. It's just finishing. And he actually did finish at the rim a couple times tonight. What do you think about Lonzo's performance?
No, I feel like I got to see a good amount of it in that second half. Defensively, we got the dog mentality that we've grown accustomed to. And it seems like every time he makes a play defensively, it leads into either a spectacular play for himself or a spectacular assist.
Absolutely.
That lob to Mckinney was gorgeous. And it's crazy that you can expect that consistently from him. Like that's easy. That's like in his sleep, do it with his eyes closed, spin him around 50 times. Ball's going to be in that same spot every time. And it's just amazing to me that we got him. Tampering and all those fines.
Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding.
Big guys.
Yeah,
his fit on this team was always like pretty good on paper, but the application in reality is even better than we thought the fit was going to be on paper. And it's just great to see that when you need him to step up offensively, he can do that for you. And when you need him to step back and let guys like DeMar and Zach cook when they're both available for you, he can do that too. So Lonzo is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. And on nights like tonight where he has his offensive game going, the Bulls are damn near impossible to beat.
Yeah, and you know what? I really feel like that's a huge testament to Billy Donovan's coaching with him in this short span that they've been together. And what I mean by that is he's been through 3 different head coaches since he's been in the NBA, or 4. I think it's been 4 because his rookie year, I think his head coach got fired. I have to go look, but whatever. They never used him the way Billy's been using him this year. And I feel like I have to give Billy a lot of credit for that. And maybe it does ring true, not just because of money in this aspect. The Ball family's already fucking rich as shit. LeVar Ball did a great job doing that. I mean, LaMelo had a fucking Lambo or a Ferrari when he was like 16 years old. They have money. You don't have to worry about that. But when Lonzo said he wanted to play here because they wanted him to play his game, man, I do not pity those other fucking coaches that decided to fucking let him go or not, give him meaningful minutes or put him into a position where he can actually be effective offensively or whatever. I feel like when he came into the NBA, he wasn't touted as this defensive guard. because he wasn't. I mean, he was decent at UCLA, but what we've seen this year, 5 steals in a game is fucking insane, dude. He's averaging a block a game as a point guard, too. I mean, this dude is doing things that the point guard position doesn't typically do, and it's great to see. So I'm really happy that Billy and him.
We're going to have to invent a new stat like the quadruple Cinco because just, he 5 steals is crazy to like say. You stuttered and like you read it and you didn't believe it yourself and you watched it. But he does that often. Like that's not even that crazy to think about. Him and Caruso, like we added 2 of the best point of attack defenders in the NBA in one season. Like that is got to be torturous for opposing teams' guards. Like when both of those guys are healthy and on the floor at the same time, like how do you move the ball? Because whoever's going to be dribbling the ball for you cannot be comfortable at all.
Right. I mean, and that has to speak to like what AK and Mark Eversley did too, because they knew they were short on one aspect of it, and that was like the bigs, obviously. And they just get these 2 guys that are fucking dogs and are hustle guys that do get to boards and shit like that, and make it difficult on the perimeter for these guys to live, which causes sometimes forced up jump shots, which causes long rebounds, and you kind of see them getting ready to go into transition. It's fucking amazing, man. It's been cool. I know it's just the Rockets, but hey, they went on a run after they beat us too, and I know I feel like we're a little over the moon about it, but
I'm like a 7-game win streak until they ran into Milwaukee.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they took out some good teams along the way.
They did.
Just us.
Right. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. And it just feels so good being on the other end of this kind of beatdown too. Finally, moving on from Lonzo here into Nikola Vucevic, another kind of rough night, dude, shooting the rock for him. He started off decent there in the paint. Then he just he's missed a couple gimme jump shots, struggled mightily from downtown, but still a decent game from him. Made a couple good passes, had a couple good defensive stands, Goose, in the paint there. He had 18 points on 18 shots, 8 for 18 from the field, 2 for 8 from downtown. Again, 18 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 blocks, no turnovers for the big man. So decent game for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of waiting. I feel like we've had a couple of games where we're like, all right, it's this coming out party. We're getting Vooch back.
Yeah.
But we're still not there yet.
Do you feel like that this just might be Vooch now? Or are you not ready to commit to that yet?
I'm not ready to commit to that, man. Just because his skill set is not something that just goes from being expert to subpar or par. Because he's not a subpar player. He's not giving you subpar performances. He's giving you subpar from what you expect from him.
Right.
And that's what makes this hard because I don't see how I expected a drop off from the Magic to us last year, and we didn't really get too much of that. So maybe that's what's setting the standard at an unrealistic kind of spot for me is he didn't take that major drop off playing with Zach. Now being the 3rd, some nights the 4th wheel, maybe that is asking too much and our expectations are simply too high for what he's going to give us on a given night. But just knowing what he can do makes it really hard to just accept that this is what he is now.
Right. I kind of feel the same way you do is I feel like these, the career percentages are going to start evening back out as the season kind of goes on. Because he's not going to keep missing those kinds of looks. I don't buy it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong. I mean, maybe it is what it is. But a player of his caliber who still, thankfully when the shot's not falling, he still could be effective out there. He's an above average passer. He can rebound the ball, and he could still get his here and there. But I feel like everything will kind of even back out. Before we get to the star of the game, I do want to kind of talk about the bench real quick. This was by far, under the circumstances, my friend, the best bench performance I've seen all season long. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but they had like 62 something fucking points combined from the bench tonight. And that's got to
most of the usual characters off the bench aren't there.
Right.
And obviously a third of that goes to Kobe.
Right.
Which is,
McKinney also had he had the 16 off the bench there. 11 for Cook, who, my God, that he was playing with some heart, hustle, and muscle. Let's steal the Stacey thing, man. That dude just wanted to be out there, and he was physical. He was quick. And, I mean, he tried to do everything he could to remain getting minutes in that game. And, dude, he finished with 17 minutes tonight. You know, he had 11 points. And he was getting fouled like fucking prime LeBron James. He had fucking 8 free throws. He had 8 free throws in 17 minutes. He had the most free throws on the team, Goose. Tyler Cook had 8 free throws. The next closest to him was Kobe White with 5 free throws.
Okay, so DeMar really only got 3 free throws for the whole entire night.
He had 4.
He had 4? Okay.
Yep, he had 4 free throws for the entire night. Lonzo had 3. So the Bulls had 24 free throws combined.
And Tyler Cook had
8 of them.
A chunk of them.
Yeah, he had 8 of them. And the Bulls hit 23 of those 24 free throws tonight. It's fucking wild.
No, yeah, Zach LaVine can't get foul calls, but Tyler Cook gets 17 minutes and he gets 8 shots at the line.
I said it, and the motherfucker came in like prime LeBron. He fucking getting in the paint, jumping into people and shit, and he's getting the foul calls. I'm like, God damn. I couldn't believe what I was watching, dude. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, he's getting to the line consistently. You saw the Rockets, too, getting pissed. They're throwing their hands up. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what is this the second coming of James Harden? What is happening? You know, like, I'll take it, man. I mean, fuck Lee. If that's going to happen every game, get him in for 17 minutes a game. I could live with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, with all of the injuries and the rotations that we've been forced into, like, how many diamonds in the rough can you find, and how do you, like, use these diamonds? Because you found them now, but you almost have too many of them. Like, which ones do you pawn off? Which ones do you just let sit there? And, like, which ones do you show off? Because
it's a great problem to have.
No, it really is. It's not a problem we've had in a really long time. So it feels good to, have all these guys that have the ability to just step up and step in and contribute in such a positive way. And we've really needed it with this stretch of COVID issues. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hopefully they can continue it in our next game here and help us, kind of get through the stretch. Because from what we're hearing, we're probably not seeing the rest of the guys until Sunday, the earliest.
Right. Yeah, that's what I wrote about that too. Sunday, the day after, it was the day after Christmas, the 26th, that they were likely to return. I'm not sure, obviously if they pass the test and shit to come back. I wonder if this bench just took the Rockets bench, seriously and took them to heart. And the reason I say that is the Rockets have one of the best benches in the NBA, and the Bulls, outscored them 66. I just wanted to get the actual number. It was 66-48. It's a season high for the Bulls bench, 66 points. And like you said, with guys that typically don't get minutes. Elfonzo Mckinney wasn't on the team a month ago. 2 weeks ago. Cook is up from the G League. I watched him in the G League when me and Tony Marchese went over there. So I watched him. Devon Dotson, who was in the G Leagues, had a couple stints up here. And then Tony Bradley and Kobe White are like the only consistent bench pieces that were on the bench. And they had a season high tonight. Fucking awesome to see. One more thing I want to point off the bench. Marko Simonovic, did you catch how he got mad when he got fouled and he was walking Buddy down? Did you see that at the end of the game?
I didn't see him walking him down.
He started walking towards him, and Buddy just kind of looked the other way, and I think Simonovic let it go. Tyler Cook went up to him and talked to him, and he had like a little smirk, and then he just went to the line to shoot his free throws. But holy shit, like Marko got in there, threw a fucking elbow, got Buddy off him. The other guy came around after he fouled him hard, and Simonovic started walking at him like, oh man, he might have some bite, this kid. I want to see it. I want to see it badly.
I don't know. I don't think I want to see it. He still looks like a toothpick. I don't want to see him get snapped.
Dude, you don't know. He might be a karate master fucking throwing roundhouse kicks.
Maybe he's got the spinning roundhouse like AK in his bag. I don't know. But for now, I don't want to see Marko walking people down. Let's make a name for ourselves by playing basketball first, and then let's try to intimidate.
You don't want to see Marko MMA out there. You don't want to see him pull a Bobby Portis and shatter a bitch's face. You don't want to see that.
No, I don't think he's got it like Bobby.
No, I don't know. He had some crazy eyes. I'm gonna find that clip and I'm gonna fucking put it on your Twitter wall. I'm just gonna, or if that's what it's called. Is it a wall? That's Facebook, whatever the Twitter thing is called. But put it right on your shit. It's just gonna show. It's gonna show Marco's eyes.
Let me see the Marko mean streak here, because I'm personally more concerned about his well-being than I am excited that he's trying to scrap it with some NBA guys already.
I just loved it. All right, so into DeMar DeRozan, I want to get into talking about his game real quick. 11 for 18 for DeMar tonight, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, as we discussed. Second straight game, Goose, without attempting a three-pointer. Second straight game doing that there. I wonder if he was attempting so many. I mean, probably because of Zach and how Zach will often operate getting to the top of the key and trying to get into a mid-range game. Maybe that forces DeMar to move out. But second straight game, nonetheless, of him not attempting a three. He had 26 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. No turnovers. I felt like I've been talking about everybody's turnovers. The Bulls only had 18 turnovers tonight. 18. They forced Houston into 14 of turnovers. So, but DeMar, great game again, man. His name should be in the MVP talks.
No, that's criminal. I don't care that he missed however many games.
It was like literally only 2 because they canceled the other fucking games, or they postponed. I'm sorry, not canceled, but postponed them.
So yeah, no, that doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know how you can penalize a guy for having to sit out for something.
Why does he fall off the ladder? Like the percentages are still the same. No. He just, it's ridiculous.
Well, especially you said he fell out of even like the top 10.
Yeah, so the NBA.com
on the top 5, whatever, but top 10.
Yeah,
there's no way that there's 9 guys more deserving of MVP right now than DeMar.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to fucking find the tweet and see if I can get it to you here. I saw it today, and yeah, of course now I can't find it. I will end up finding it, but yeah, he wasn't even in the top 10, and I'm like sitting there looking at that. I'm like, this tweet was released today, right after the 38-point performance that we just had. Yeah. I guess, the Lakers and LeBron James last night, and he's not on a fucking list. Why? And I am a total homer, and I'm not afraid to tell anybody that's new to this podcast listening to this, but I will be realistic too at points. Even if I wasn't a Bulls fan, I'm an NBA junkie. Like Ja Morant. I crow on that shit all the time. Oh, man, I'm eating crow like you. I should call myself you because you're always doing that on this podcast about DeMar. I'm going to do it about Ja. I said Ja. I told you Ja's going to suck. He fucking Valley, whatever conference at Murray State. He's going to be another campaign. Sucks. And then he came out and he's a fucking bona fide beast. People are wrong all the time. But this, for NBA.com to be professionals doing this and to completely discredit him after what he's done in this short amount of time.
We've seen what discrediting this man has brought out of him. Like, why would you ever discredit him again? Like, why are you going to keep pushing that button? I mean, by all means, Bulls fans, keep pushing that button for us. We want to see this killer out there. But, like, from a media standpoint, you guys tried to embarrass this man in the offseason and call him the worst signing of the whole entire offseason.
Yep.
And now you're keeping him off of a list that he definitely belongs on at this point of the season. Do I think he'll finish there? If I'm honest, probably not. But at the same, we haven't seen anything that suggests that he shouldn't or won't be. He has finished. He's the leading scorer in the fourth quarter. He's on the team that is in second place in the Eastern Conference, despite missing those games. Like, those 2 factors alone have to have this guy in the top 5 or 10 of the MVP voting at this point of the season.
Can I give you the list?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so you're going to get mad. All right, here we go. NBA.com's updated MVP ladder. 1, Kevin Durant. I could deal with that. I'm sure you can too. Yep. 2, Steph Curry.
Yep.
3, Nikola Jokic. 4, Giannis. 5, Chris Paul. 6, Donovan Mitchell. 7, Rudy Gobert. 8, Zach LaVine. 9, Trae Young. And 10, LeBron James. I'm sorry, there's fucking 4 on that list that he should be ahead of right now.
Especially because I don't know off the top of my head how many games each of them have missed. But I would bet that there's a good amount of those guys there that have also missed at least 2 games.
An MVP that's ranked ahead of him right now, okay, and Trae Young on the MVP ladder is a game below 500. And I know the Eastern Conference is a lot tougher than it has been, but still, that's bullshit. When Zach LaVine was balling out, and again, Trae's a fucking beast, don't get me wrong, but when Zach was like winning us games and we were in the hunt before Jokic fucking got, or I'm sorry, Jokic. It'd be great if we had Jokic. Vucevic got here. He wasn't in any fucking MVP shit while he's putting up almost a 50, 40, 90 fucking season. Where was he at? So this dude from Atlanta is on this list. Why? Because he shoots threes like Steph Curry? Okay. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. The Bulls are 19-10. They're a game and a half out of first place after being losing their starting power forward in the beginning of the season. COVID, beating the fucking brakes off.
There is really I can't see other teams having better excuses than the Bulls for what their situation is. I mean, this was a whole new roster. You had 3 players returning from the team the previous year that were with the team the full season. Obviously, you had Vooch and Javonte. But outside of that, this is a whole new freaking roster that has been hit with injuries left and right. No Kobe to start the year, Pat out to start the year, Pat out permanently now. You've missed Zach a couple games. Zach's played through injuries. You've had DeMar out now. We've dealt with a whole bunch of crap, and we're still 19-10. So to hear some of those names that are in there, given what we've watched DeMar DeRozan do to the association so far this year, is a complete entire embarrassment.
Right. Dude, he's been so fucking good. He's like literally brought back the mid-range game. He's done a lot of great things, and I'm not trying to fawn over him or anything like that, but it's just the honest to God truth. And like you said, the media hated on him in the beginning of the year.
Oh, they just don't want to eat the crow. That's all it is.
Yeah, that has to be what it is, because I just think that's a completely ignorant-ass thing from NBA.com not to have him in there. But again, I digress. Back into the game. He played great tonight, set the tone for the Bulls. He started off a little slow, then he came on hot, ended up with 14 points at the end of the first half. DeMar doing DeMar things, and it was great to see. So I don't really have anything else left in this game. You got anything else before we move on?
No, other than just reiterating that hopefully this is Kobe White's coming out party, and this is something we start to get a little bit more consistency of. I think we're ready to ride on here.
All right, hell yeah. So next game will be on today's Monday, right? Yeah, so Wednesday, December 22nd at 7 p.m. Another game at the United Center starting off this little, in the middle now of this home stretch, this 4-game home stretch. We'll be taking on the Toronto Raptors. Toronto is 14-15 currently, kind of finding themselves a little bit. We'll be taking them on, and hopefully the Bulls can get a dub at home here. And this should be the last game, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, this should be the last game before Sunday. Yeah, because
so Wednesday and then
Wednesday and then it'll be Sunday.
Expect us to be as good as we are. We didn't get a Christmas game, so we don't play until Sunday.
Right. So and then hopefully after that Sunday game takes place, Zach and all those guys will be back, especially after a little break that they're going to get since they're not playing on Christmas. So they're going to go from Wednesday all the way to Sunday without a game. That's good. It's good for them to rest up, get healthy, get some guys back from the protocol list, and do what they got to do. But don't overlook Toronto. Obviously it's DeMar's old team. Hopefully
that's the only chip they need going into that one.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing a fucking DeMar DeRozan biography is like, I took that personally when they traded me. And, it's going to be the Last Dance 2.0. DeMar, I took that personally when LA offered me a vet minimum to come over there and play. And now I'm fucking 5th in the NBA in scoring. God damn, man. It's absolutely awesome to watch him go to work. I keep talking about it, but it really is pretty sweet. As far as Toronto goes, who are you scared of over there? They got Van Vliet. He's a good player. We played them once already. We won. Scotty Barnes is a really great watch. I really like why. If you haven't watched him play yet, which I'm sure you have because you watched him against us, but he's really good. He's gonna probably be the rookie of the year.
He was who I was gonna point out. He's really the only one over there right now that I'm all that worried about.
They just got some good defenders over there. They've got a guy like Precious OG, then you got Scotty Barnes. Obviously, like I said, you got Van Vliet over there, who's a bad motherfucker himself. So they got a decent squad over there. I don't think,
Rockford Zone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, Rockford Zone. I always forget about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Bulls can win this, man. Even shorthanded, if they get the G League bench that they had tonight with Billy just injecting whatever kind of hype he did into their bloodstreams before the game started, then that's an easy dub. So go in there and get it.
I think what we're seeing with Billy is a lot of what we heard in his first offseason here, where it's a very simple approach. You just ask the guy who's going to be doing the things on the floor, what are you comfortable doing? What do you think you're good at? What positions can I put you in to succeed in? And Billy takes all those mental notes, and then he does this crazy thing that, for whatever reason, other people are doing. He applies that knowledge to the basketball game. And it has definitely paid off, especially now that Billy has players capable of doing more than one thing.
Right.
Versatility on our roster has given Billy, this toolbox of things to do. And given that, even shorthanded Toronto should not be an issue for us.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we take care of that, man. You got anything else before we ride out here?
No, I'm just ready for Debo to Debo the Raptors and get that documentary started.
Absolutely. And he's going to take that personally. He's going to take it personally on Wednesday when Toronto comes into town. Everybody be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at BullsScripted, me at BuzzOnTap. 5-star rating and review to anywhere you can listen to podcasts. Also, please go to the YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube, hop in the comment section to talk with us after games. We do every game, post game. And for the love of God, fire Matt Nagy, please. We'll be back Wednesday after the Bulls take on the Raptors.